I'm Dr. Jaskiran Bedi, and I will be reading from my book English Language in India, A Dichotomy Between Economic Growth and Inclusive Growth. Language. Take a moment to think about the concept and what it means in your life. Now define it. Did you describe it as a method of human communication? Perhaps a medium of social interaction? Or did you take a more linguistic approach and think of it as understandable utterances and sounds? Perhaps you thought philosophically and dwelled into the ontologies. Take another moment and deconstruct what made you reach your definition. Particularly, what aspects of your life struck you when deducing your description of language? When I ask this question, generally and broadly, the answers I receive are along the lines of education, social surroundings, and work. Indeed, language is the medium of sharing knowledge, our day to day interactions with society, and our communication at work. However, what if you're put in a school where you don't know the language of teaching? Or a society where you don't know the language of preference? Or a workplace where you don't know the language of transaction? What is the concept of language to you then? A man named Giri from a rural village of Rajasthan in India defined language as a medium of discrimination. This description highlights that contemplation on the links between language and development is well overdue. Fakir Mohan Senapati was a renowned 19th century writer regarded as the father of modern Oriya literature. His short story titled Dhaka Munshi highlighted the debate over the English language and its selective appropriation by the elites in India during the colonial era. What needs to be noted here is that Senapati's described social realism pertaining to discrimination caused by the English language was set in the colonial backdrop. Cut to 2012, when Sachinanda Mohanty, professor of English at the University of Hyderabad, referred to Dhaka Munshi to repeat the point that Senapati was making, equating the thrust of the English language with the British colonizing agenda. To quote Mohanty, in the classic Oriya short story of the late 19th century called Dhaka Munshi, Fakir Mohan Senapati's memorable character Gopal Babu, the English-educated postmaster, treats his father Hari Singh as a fool and an imbecile, showering upon him gratuitous English blows for his ignorance of English. The fact that Mohanty used a 19th century reference in the 21st century is a comment on the persistence of the role of the language. In doing so, Mohanty, while stressing on the importance of multilingualism, extended the language-related social realism of Senapati's time to contemporary India. Cut to 2017 when a popular Bollywood movie named Hindi Medium released to significant accolades. In the acclaimed movie, the protagonist, post-English-speaking attempts to get his daughter admitted to a good primary school exasperatedly says, "India is English, English is India." Professional critics lauded the movie for dealing with, quote, a very relevant subject of how language divides our society. The audience reviews embedded the professional opinions, with one member writing, quote, Hindi Medium isn't a movie, it is reality. A follow-up response by a fellow commenter added, quote, what has been shown is not the reality. Reality is worse. Thank you.